welcome everyone to this edition of Tri Talks, where we take a few minutes to introduce an event that's taking place in the province of Alberta this summer. And I'm your host, Sebastian Porton, and I'm the Executive Director with Triathlon Alberta. And with me today is Cheryl Lowery, who is the event organizer for Tri For Evan. We're excited to have the Tri For Evan event race back on its usual date for the first time since 2019. And this is also a perfect warm-up race for seasoned triathletes and perfect race for newbies. Cheryl, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and the Tri For Evan event?
Thanks, Sebastian. Thanks for having me on. It's great to be back in doing things in the spring again, I must say. I'm a race director. That's what I do for a living. I've been doing it for over 20 years. I've got many other events besides just Tri For Evan, but I love it. It's been a grind during our COVID years, but we're slowly getting back and happy to see everybody and happy to have events back to something that resembles normal again. So Tri For Evan, we've got a real big family component to it. We've got a little kids race, and we used to be able to have a bouncy castle. I think I'm gonna be able to bring that back again this year. So we'll be back to having that kind of post-race or race day environment that's really exciting for people and lots of fun.
Yeah, I love the festivities aspect of the races, right? And just brings that community together a little bit.
Totally, yeah. We've got food truck, we've got beer garden, we've got all that kind of stuff back again. So it's exciting to be able to do that for everybody, and that's all included in their race entries. So it's cool.
Excellent. What kind of inspired you to be that, like a race director? Because you've done this for a little bit now.
I've done it for a long time. I kind of fell into it, to be honest. There's just an opportunity arose to do one of my relay races about 22 years ago, I have to confess. And it was so much fun. I just kept adding events.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the Tri For Evan event?
So it does have a bit of a history, actually. It used to be called Joe's Team. There was a group out of Ontario that did it as a cancer fundraiser, and they retired the Ontario race, subsequently retired the Calgary race. I had been the race director for a couple of years. So with their permission, I just took over the venue, the race date, the concept, and changed the name to Tri For Evan, which is raising funds for MitoCanada and inspired by the Evan family, or the Penny family and their story of their son, Evan. So that's how that kind of evolved.
It's super inspirational. I love it. I love the charity component of it, and like raising those funds. I think that's really fantastic.
Totally, yeah.
What kind of distances are you offering for this event?
So we've got a sprint triathlon, which is a little bit non-traditional distance. It's a 2.5K run, a 650 meter swim, 22K bike, because that's how our loops work out in the
Canadian. Oh, the course works.
And a 5K run, and then we've got a duathlon as well, which is again a little untraditional. It's a 2.5K run, then the 22K bike, then a 5K run, and then a little fun event for the kids. It's not timed, it's not measured, it's not any of that sort of jazz. They literally swim along the shoreline from a dock to where the adults exit. Some of them are in life jackets and holding mom and dad's hands, and then they do a little wee bike on the pathway, and then they run from transition to the finish line just for their finish. And we got all kinds of swag for the kids. There's always Subaru always comes out with some fun stuff for them, and we have little teddy bears or dogs, or depends on the year.
Awesome.
So we've got all kinds of great stuff for the kids, and their entry fee is super cheap, so it's lots of fun. Yeah.
What are some of the other key pieces of information that whether it's athletes or parents or kids would kind of need to know for participating in your event?
I think you really touched on it at the beginning, Sebastian. It's sort of perfect for everybody. It's really, really beginner friendly, but at the same time, we get competitive athletes coming out just to do a warm-up sprint race, and everybody's really respectful of each other and each other's abilities. And it's got a really warm, welcoming atmosphere. It's very contained. And like I said, especially if we have a good weather day, we've got the kids bring such a great component to it, because everybody just kind of gets involved in watching them do their little race. And then there's food and drink afterwards, so there's lots of opportunity for people to just kind of hang out and share their day.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time with us today, and I'm sure we'll see you out at the races this summer.
Awesome. Thanks, Sebastian.